Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Unsolved Mysteries Rewatch podcast with your host, Brian McKenna. That is me, Brian McKenna, here with you guys. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background on this episode, I recorded an episode 2 days ago, and when I went to upload it, it had turned out that the video recorded, but not the audio. So we are doing it again. We are going to record again. I don't know if I'll be able to capture the same magic that I had in the first one, but I'm certainly going to try. This one is not going to be available on any sort of video. If some of you guys listen to the podcast on YouTube, I will not be uploading the video for this one just because I'm doing it. I am not camera ready, okay? I'm for sure not camera ready. I'm doing it on Labor Day, and I don't look that good. I had Thai food, I'm bloated, and I don't really want to be on camera. So I'm just going to do it here with the audio, which I hope is enough for you. We are revisiting one of the best episodes of the original Unsolved Mystery series. If you guys don't know, we are live in the Robert Stack studio, and we are going to revisit and talk about again Unsolved Mysteries episode, Volume 4, Episode 5, The Mothman Revisited. Man, where to even begin with this bullshit? Is anyone else... Okay, let me get this off my chest. You gave me, in this series, in this volume, you gave me one episode of Jack the Ripper, which I don't remember anyone who was like, I really want to hear the same bullshit that you guys we haven't heard anything new is what I'm trying to say. We've heard nothing new. I want to hear the same bullshit over and over and over again about fucking Jack the Ripper. We're never gonna fucking figure out who did that, okay? So stop giving me old shit. There's so many unsolved cases. This is another one. You guys, I feel like Unsolved Mysteries, and correct me if I'm wrong here, you guys write to me if you think I'm being too harsh, but I feel like they fucking wasted 2 episodes. You wasted 2 full episodes on bullshit. The Mothman, we didn't need another fucking Mothman. All right, the first one was unbelievable. We never needed another revisit. We just didn't. You know what I mean? It's just I don't understand. You wasted 2 episodes on almost like folklore. Now Jack the Ripper was real, so it's not folklore, but it's like, dude, it's never gonna be solved. Okay, no DNA. We went over this. And it's like the Mothman is also never going to be resolved because these people, I think, are on some sort of medication when they're seeing a Mothman. All right, there's no. You gave me you gave me absolutely zero new information in the Mothman Revisited. I think the episode they should have changed it to the Mothman Regurgitated because it's the same shit that you gave me on the first one. In fact, they had such less new information to report on this. They had to show part of the original episode from the original Unsolved Mysteries. They had to show it in this one to fucking fill the time that they needed to hit 40-something minutes. It was such a bullshit. I don't know. It's a funny episode. Like, the whole thing is it's funny. I enjoyed, listening to people talk about what they think they saw. But there's absolutely no new information in this. We have a couple. If you guys don't know the original, if this is the first time you're listening to this podcast and you think I'm being harsh, I'm not. We have a couple things. They have a couple key kind of witnesses that have supposedly seen the Mothman. But there is like I feel that there is at least a plausible reason on why this is happening. Also, I gotta make sure I pull up. I have the episode on my phone here. Jeff. Yeah, here he is. Hold on, just pulling up something. I have the episode on my phone here while I'm talking to you guys because there's a guy in here that just made me laugh. But I'll get to it. So, a little overview of this, kind of story. The setting is kind of focused around, O'Hare International Airport, which is in Chicago, the Chicago kind of surrounding area. It's the Mothman Revisited, where there's a lot of comparisons to historical sightings, the same historical sightings that were in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which is, I believe, in the original episode. They now have a lot of these things kind of showing up in Chicago. We had a couple key witness accounts. We had this woman, Paula. She said it was early in the morning. She was taking her garbage out, and she claimed she saw a 7 to 8 foot tall, human-like legs covered in fur or feathers. And she said it made guttural noises. It appeared suddenly and disappeared just as quickly. She said she kind of felt fear. She conducted research connecting her experience all of a sudden to the Mothman. She believes she had a Mothman experience while taking out the garbage. That's what she thinks. I think they should have to do a background check on some of these people. Like if you call in or you say like, "Oh, I had a Mothman experience," I think we should be like, "Okay, what is your history with drugs and alcohol?" Just out of curiosity. Were you hungover? Because here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys my theory early on this because that's what I believe is. This is my theory. You ever seen the bird, the heron? They talk about it in the episode. If you ever look up heron, red eyes, right? These heron birds, I didn't even know what the fuck a heron bird was. Okay, I've seen these birds before, but I had no idea. Like it had bright red eyes. These things have bright red eyes, right? And they also make those kind of guttural type noises. I had to look it up on YouTube, but if you do look it up, you'll see. These birds are huge. They can be, like I just typed in heron 7 feet. You should see the size of these things. They're monstrous birds. So, and they have bright red eyes. So I go, it's absolutely possible that these people are seeing birds. They stand at the minimum of 4 feet tall. They have a wingspan of 7 feet. They're one of the largest wading birds in North America. The average lifespan is about 15 years. 90% of their waking hours is stalking for food. So this woman's bringing out her garbage, and I'm like, yeah, you probably ran into a heron. That's what I think. She said oh, it made these guttural noises. You ever those birds? They like, I've seen some homeless people that make guttural noises that have red eyes. That's possible. But they typically don't just disappear. They usually ask you for $1 before you got to leave. But it's like, she swears that that's what this, was. Sorry, I'm drinking water. It's just, it certainly sounds like it could have been a bird, and I think it disappeared because I think it fucking flew away. I don't think that there's any Mothman, anything remotely close. Oh, I'm trying to find this one. Jeff, here he is. Jeff Wamesley is in the episode, which we're going to get to in a second here. I don't know. I'm just pissed. I'm annoyed that I feel like they wasted, like I said, just wasted two episodes on nonsense. Like there's so many cases that are unsolved in this, country and the world, and we're focusing on the goddamn Mothman. Then there was Jonathan. Jonathan had an encounter as well. It was at nighttime. It was outside of his house. He heard this ear-piercing screech from nearby trees. He said he saw red eyes. He said the immediate reaction was he ran inside. He was initially confused. Later, connected the sightings with reports near the Chicago airport. What's funny is that there's all these reports, right? And they do that. In this episode, they give you a bunch of reports. They keep saying like, oh, there was a sighting. There was this sighting. There was that sighting. There was this sighting. And in the episode, I found it funny because they had one guy who was on a bike, and he has a GoPro, and he says that he sees a human thing flying in the sky, and he goes, it was definitely, it was definitely like a human-esque type thing, and they capture the video, and then they zoom in on the video, and it turns out to be what? A fucking heron. Okay, it's a heron. And that to me is everything else is just aside. The thing is, I'll say this in the episode. They also talk about how a lot of these sightings are happening around the O'Hare airport. I do believe pilots. I do believe that these pilots and those people aren't lying. They're seeing something fly by, but I just don't think it's what they think it is. And the sighting, I'm like, there wasn't this many sightings. That's the problem. That's the difference between a sighting and actually seeing it, is that there's a sighting of something, and then, the only thing that we had the video, right? That oh, we have actual footage, and it turns out to be a heron. So that's what I think is happening here on a pretty regular basis. There was the couple, not a couple, it was a woman, it was two women, and I think Sandra and Stacy are their names. They witnessed a black floating figure over an abandoned area, and they both felt compelled to draw sketches independently, producing eerily similar kind of images. I mean, the fucking images looked like Iron Man. They literally looked like they had seen the movie Iron Man and then just said, draw it in different colors. Because that's literally what it looked like. I don't know. I don't want to say that these people are lying. I think they saw something. I just don't know what they saw that day. I don't think it was anything like extraterrestrial or even the Mothman. I don't think it was anything. I just think that, I mean, the one girl in that, I don't know which one of them is Sandra or Stacy, but one of them has the word witch tattooed on her arm. If you guys caught that in the episode, there's a part in the episode where you could see the tattoo. And I'm like, well, you already think you're a witch. We know that those don't exist, right? I'm sure Unsolved Mysteries will do a fucking episode on it. But we know that those don't really exist. And this woman has a tattooed on her, which means she thinks she's a witch, which means she thinks she sees things. Like, do you see what the point that I'm trying to get to? I'm trying to get to the point that I just think that they think that they're seeing something. And I'm not shitting on them for that. It's like, okay, believe what you want. Like, I'm a UFO guy. I believe in UFOs. I don't know what they are. Like, people are seeing something. I just don't know what it is. I don't think it's necessarily aliens, but there's something going on. I just, in this particular case, I'm like, yeah, I don't believe that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that they're, and these people are like, the guy Lon Strickler is like, well, their sighting is absolutely credible. I'm like, yeah, because you guys need filler in this fucking episode. That's why it's credible. I just did not believe that it was a kind of what they were seeing was, what they were kind of saying. If it was some sort of, Iron Man floating in the thing. I mean, they also said the Mothman is supposed to have wings. And in these two drawings, they don't have wings. I almost turned the episode off right then and there when I saw that. Because it's kind of like, why are we even... Like, they didn't even draw something that remotely looked like a Mothman. And then here comes some guy who's like, well, sometimes you could see it without wings. It's like, fuck you, dude. Like, there's no... Like, come on, man. Like, you're supposed to be the one who's like, yeah, that's not what we're talking about here. He's like, well, sometimes they're shown without wings. And, so this is a Mothman who he could fly without his wings, So is he really a moth? Because moths can't fly without their wings. The last time I checked. They flutter on the ground. I've killed a moth or two. I'm watching the episode right now. I have it on my phone, and I'm looking at all these sightings. And I'm like, yeah, it's all around water. Documented winged humanoid. I'm like, yeah, the winged human. I'm pretty sure it's these herons. Guys, look up the herons. Please look up herons. You'll see it has bright red eyes. I don't know that they're 7 feet tall. They're like 4 feet tall. But maybe with the wingspan, it looks like they're 7 feet tall. I just find it weird with like so many people who literally can't get, like, everyone has a cell phone on them, and yet we don't have any credible photos. And the one credible video or photo that we have, we're like, yeah, it's a fucking bird. Like, does that tell you anything? Like, that's why the UFO thing is more interesting, because I'm like, there are tons of videos on YouTube of UFOs, and no one... We see those. They're like zooming in on those. And I go, yeah, we have actual footage of those. It's the same thing with like Bigfoot. Anytime of these kind of folklore kind of stories, it's like it's the same thing as Bigfoot. I'm like, well, why are there no video? We have drones that are quiet, that can literally fucking find people in the middle of a desert, right? If you were the only person walking around the desert, they literally can find you quietly and you wouldn't even know it was there. I'm like, how come we can't find any videos of Bigfoot? And I understand why someone might be like, well, what about the Loch Ness Monster? It's like, well, that's in water. The water is different. I don't know about the Loch Ness, but like there is some shit in the water that I'm not sure we even can comprehend. That's what I think. I can't imagine like any of these people are actually seeing anything that is an actual Mothman. I got to jump to this part of the episode. Hold on. I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to try to find the guy. There's a guy in this episode that his job was he was a Mothman expert. And I laughed for 4 straight minutes when I saw that he was a Mothman expert. It's actually in the footage of the original. Did anyone else get really, like, excited when part of the original episode was shown. Like, I feel like that's why this show needs a voiceover. Like, it needs a Robert Stack. I mean, I would do it if you guys liked my voice enough. I would absolutely do it. I don't think I have a scary enough voice. Like, his voice was just like eerie, and I don't, there was something about his voice that just makes it scarier for some reason. But I would do it. Unsolved Mysteries, call me. I will 100% voice over these episodes because I feel like it needs it. Not every single one. We have this like documentary style, which is fine, but the original show was just so much better. I just wish that they kind of kept it with that, just because it was like, it was perfect. We don't need kind of the true crime typical documentary. Like, give me the old Unsolved Mysteries where you give me like 5 or 6 mysteries an episode, 20 episodes a year. Now we're getting 4 episodes and 2 of them are bullshit. Anyway, that's my rant on that one. I'm trying to capture my real footage here. Oh, here it is. I got it. Jeff Wamsley is a Mothman expert and author. They showed him in the original episode, the clip of the episode where it goes to the original show, and he has the hair of Motley Crue. He looks like an ex-Motley Crue member. Like, he looks like Motley Crue now. If you remember the episode, he absolutely looks like an old AC/DC guy with his hair. But if you Google his name, there's a Mothman museum. Go to mothmanmuseum.com. I assume that this is his, website. There's a Mothman museum. I mean, how do you become an expert of something that you've never actually seen? Or, you claim that you've seen it, but you haven't seen shit. You've seen a fucking heron. That's what I think. But anyway, if you go to the website is hilarious because it goes over the museum and the times. The museum, it's open. It's closed on Christmas Day, just in case, because for the Lord. Because Jesus, he wouldn't want anyone wanting to see the Mothman on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, Easter, or Thanksgiving. So I guess he's Catholic if he's doing all those. Maybe he's not Catholic. He's just keeping up with the times. The store hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Thursday. Yep, no need to get up too early for this. 10 a.m. to 6, stays open an extra hour on Friday because we're fucking partying on Friday. And Saturday, too. He stays open till 6, Sunday till 5. He's 12 to 5. He doesn't, no need to get up too early. And it costs $4.99 to get in, and it's $1.99 for kids 10 and under. That seems like highway robbery to me. Anyway, you go into the this is all on his website. There's exhibits. He's got exhibits. Only Mothman expanded edition back, and they expanded in 2020, which is hilarious that they even had to expand. There's a lot of shit in this. You gotta see. You just go to the website. It's pretty, it's pretty wild. Point Pleasant. Yeah, it's just all basically archived, paper clippings and oh my God, they have you got to go to this. They have a Mothman fucking festival, September 21st through the 22nd. There's guest speakers, vendors, live bands, pics at the Mothman statue, festival food. Do you think the Mothman? I mean, there's a Mothman 5K. Do you fly going 100 miles an hour on that? Because that's what they claim the Mothman does. He flies and goes over 100 miles an hour. I got to go out on a limb here and say, that's what I bet you're not doing that in the Mothman 5K. Yeah, you got to see all these pictures, man. There's all these pictures of, like... The thing is about a Mothman festival is that, like, there's no skeptics there. These are all people that believe the Mothman is real. And you got to see what some of these people look like in the pictures that I'm seeing. My God. There's a Mothman... Like, there's a guy who dresses up like a costume, which is probably what is... There's also a moth cam. Oh, I got to click this. Hold on. Oh, live right now. This is hilarious. I'm looking at the Mothman statue live. You can look at it live. There's 2 guys standing there. Oh, no, it's a guy and his son are standing there looking at the Mothman statue. You could see it live. You could tune in at any point in time and see it live. That's hilarious. They think that... Imagine caring this much about it. Yeah, there's a Mothman statue. I gotta see if I can read what's on the statue. Have you guys ever looked into this? There's a Mothman museum. Oh, no, excuse me. I know, we're already at the Mothman Museum, Brian. Mothman tour, where he puts you in a van, and then, you know what they should do? Anyone who signs up for that tour and gets in the van, they should take them right to the mental institution to go over to go over why you think it was cool to do this. There's all these T-shirts. I don't know. There's a fucking Mothman festival, September 21st, 22nd, 2024. I am going to Italy for my honeymoon. And if I wasn't going to Italy, I think I would have to go to the Mothman festival. Because who doesn't want to waste a weekend? There's Mothman photos. There's stickers. This is the best. A plush doll, Mothman. I may get the Mothman plush doll. Or at least a button. Mothman t-shirt. I gotta see, it's $28 for a Mothman fucking... $28? I really want to buy it. Someone should buy this and send this to me. I'll put it on the podcast if you do that. Send me a message and I'll 100%. This is what I mean about this type of episode. Is this kind of like, come on, man. I think from what I kind of read on Twitter and people's kind of reactions to this episode, they seem pretty pissed off about it. Because one, this is the other thing that bothered me about it. There was absolutely zero new information. You didn't give me any new insights. You gave me no new details. You told me old stories. You had 3 people that supposedly had seen them. But that's not new information. You're not guaranteeing me anything, new. It just was a bullshit episode. And there was a lot of people who were skeptic of this. They said same thing I thought. They said the comparisons of the sketches were too close to Iron Man. They, doubted the credibility of any of the witnesses who had seen anything. Look, when you're scared and it's dark, your eyes will fucking make shit up. Your eyes will pretend that shit is, not normal, even though it might be normal. It's just because it's dark and you're scared. So, who knows if somebody who, that woman who walked out, Paula, and who knows if she had watched a horror movie and then she went out and took the garbage out and she was like, oh my God, there's all this. I didn't know what it was. I just thought there was kind of it was just unconvincing sort of experts, and I just thought it sort of lacked professionalism kind of across the board for an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Like, when they used to do this in the old show, like, they'd kind of throw, like, one of these kind of, ghost stories or something like that. They would kind of throw that in. That wasn't the whole episode, though. It was only, like, a piece of the episode, because the episode was an hour, and then there was 15 minutes of it was this. So you could almost be like, all right, it's fine. Like, it's like, who cares? Like, the original show, like, this was only part of the episode. It wasn't the whole hour. So it's like, the problem with this, I think, and what people are having with it, at least with me, my feeling is it's like you gave me a whole episode of this. Same thing with Jack the Ripper. If you gave me 15 minutes of it, I wouldn't complain about it. I'd just be like, yeah, whatever. No new information. We know about Jack the Ripper. Whatever. Move on. But you're giving me 45 minutes of bullshit, and then it's, again, 45 minutes of... So an hour and a half of straight bullshit. And again, there was no credible photos. There was no videos of the Mothman. Everything was just like, come on, man. And like I said, the one video that they did have ended up being a bird, and I think that's exactly what this was the whole time. I do, like I said earlier, I do just miss Robert Stack. I wish that they could somehow get a guy who can kind of narrate the show that way. Like, why can't one episode be 2 mysteries? Why can't you break it down into 2 30-minute, parts of the episode or something like that? Just give me, or 2 20 minutes. You guys used to do 15. Give me 2 20s to make it so you just add an extra per episode. You're adding an extra mystery. That's just what I sort of feel. The question is, I think a lot of people have this. Is the show going down the tubes here? Is it kind of getting bad? Are they running out of content? Because I feel like there's always unsolved, murders. Like, if you go on Reddit and just type in unsolved crimes, like, tons of things show up. And I go, I don't know if maybe those people don't want it sold to a show to kind of make it. I mean, I can't imagine that it hurts them. If there's an unsolved case and you have a family member who's involved in an unsolved case, wouldn't you want the most amount of exposure possible? So I would just assume that you would do that and sell the story to them to be able to make a, show, and maybe it helps, I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here and seeing what you guys think, because that's what I think. I think it's sort of like that's what they should do. and they should listen to this podcast also because I'm a true fan. Okay, I watch all the old episodes. There was nothing wrong with the show. I mean, with some of them, I understand. Like, there's some cases that I'm just like, okay, like, yes, we needed 45 minutes to cover all that. But some of them, you kind of don't. I do think we need better content. Just kind of find some better content. Find better cases. Unsolved. Now, I know they're supposedly coming back in October. They said that there's another volume, so hopefully we're going to get another 4 episodes as well. 4 or 5, who knows. That's the other question I got to ask you guys. You guys got to send me some messages on this. Does this make sense for us? Should I go do an old episode now? Or do I... Because I'm not going to be able to get between now and when the new volume of this volume, like volume, I don't know if it's volume 4 or volume 5, but they're doing another set. So this ends this set, and I said that I would go back and do like season 1, 2, and 3 as well, and rewatch it from there. Or do I, in the meantime, between now and the new set of episodes that are going to come out, do I go just pick a random old episode and then rewatch that and kind of maybe give you guys some updates on any of the cases? Or I have a comedian on who I'm friends with in New York City. Maybe somebody comes on and we could just kind of chat about the episode, especially someone who was a fan. I'll make them rewatch it and then see if they can do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, let's... I want you guys to let me know. Let me know what you guys think on that. I do think it is good to have kind of... episodes like this, though. As much as I just bitched about it, I do think that it's kind of cool to have episodes like this, as we need kind of this shit on, because it's hard to make light of some of these cases. You know, it's hard to make light of ones like, you know, Body in the Basement. There's really that is more just me trying to figure out, you know, exactly what's going on, same way you guys do. But it's like, you can't shit on anyone in that, because there's, you know, obviously it is a crime, so it's like I can't really make fun of too much in that, you know, kind of episode. But with this, I can. So that's why it is good, I think, to have an episode like this every so often. Just to kind of, you know, fuck around a little bit. What do you guys think on this episode? Shoot me a message, shoot me an email, anything, you know, on Reddit if you guys want. Hold on. Looks like someone sent me a message on Reddit. Oh, no, they didn't. Yeah, shoot me a message. Let me know what you guys think. What you guys thought of this episode. Was it bullshit? Did you like it? Are you happy to see Robert Stack in the... Robert Stack in the, you know, hear his voice again. Let me know what you guys think. Again, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy you guys listen. A lot of good feedback. A lot of you guys have sent me emails and messages, especially about previous episodes that I did. So that kind of made me feel good. So thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you guys think about what we're going to do on the next kind of couple episodes. You know, should I just do an old one? I'm thinking I'm just going to do an old one. That's where I'm leaning towards, unless you guys write me and tell me don't do that. I am going to be putting up this episode. It's 7 p.m. on Monday. I should be getting it up within the next half hour. So let me know what you guys think. Shoot me a message. Love to chat with you guys. I think that's probably where I'm leaded, though. Do just an old episode, not from the new series on Netflix. Just do an older episode. Pick something from... You know, I'll pick a random episode from a random season, and we'll just talk about it. Because you can always redo those, you know... That'll always be fun to kind of talk about. We should do the one where Matthew McConaughey makes his acting debut. Did you guys know that? If you look up Matthew McConaughey's acting, one of his acting debuts is in an Unsolved Mysteries episode. You got to go back and look it up. I forgot which episode it is, but I could do that one. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Shoot me a message. And again, thank you guys so much for listening. You could follow me at IAMBRYANMCKENNA. That is my name on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me at IAMBRYANMCKENNA. You can always shoot me messages about this podcast. Follow me on any and all of those platforms. Let me know if I'm coming to your city. Let me know. If you guys have a comedy club where you guys are at, let me know. I'll come and I'll do stand-up, or I'll find my own shows. And I'll get on some shows, and we could talk about Unsolved Mysteries after. Who knows? I would love to be able to get to a point where this podcast I can do it live. That would be fun. And bring real guests on and chat live with a bunch of fans who are, fans of the show. Fans of Unsolved and fans of this. You let me know. Anyway, shoot me, guys. Shoot me a message. We'll talk. And again, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys soon.